Take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Okay. Hello Lovebugs, it's Amy Jo and today I'm going to be telling you my coming out story. So before I start, I just want to give you a little bit of information about me. So I am pansexual, I came out about 4 times, I'm currently dating a man and I am still 100% valid and so are all of you, anyone who needs to hear that. No matter who you're dating, no matter how many times you've come out, no matter how confused you've been about your sexuality, you are still valid. So without further ado, let's go. So it all started when I was very young. I was 7 years old and I was in 2nd grade and I got very, very close with my girl best friend. And at that time, I really didn't realize that I had a crush on her, that I liked her. We just kind of said to each other like, oh, we love having pretty best friends and, you know, we love having like girls around who are pretty. Whatever we were saying to convince ourselves, I don't know. But the reality of it is that I think we just liked each other. So that girl was my first kiss and I never felt ashamed about it until her sister saw us kiss. And she just made us feel so bad about ourselves. Like, she just made us feel so ashamed. And it wasn't even because we were young. She didn't even mention like, oh, you're too young for this or anything like that. It was just because we were 2 girls. So after that, I just kind of started to hide myself and I stopped kissing, you know, my girlfriends and things like that for a really long time. And then I got a little bit older, about like teenager, preteen, and I kissed some other girlfriends. We would just do it as like these truth or dare games. It was fun. It was innocent, you know, things like that. But I really did like to kiss them. And a lot of rumors started to spread around me that I was a lesbian. And I went to a middle school that was pretty homophobic, honestly. Being gay was normalized, but it wasn't super accepted. Like, it was still something that people would make fun of you for. So I really was afraid to admit to myself or to anybody else that I did like girls. So anytime anybody would tell me like, hey, you're a lesbian, like you like girls, don't you? I'd be like, no, I don't. And a couple times I even cried about it. I remember crying because people were just so relentless and they wouldn't let up and I was getting made fun of. You know, I was getting bullied for them thinking that I was gay. And so my defense mechanism was just to deny. Anyways, as I grew older, I really started to just see the gay community in a different light. I'm seeing more people support it and just seeing that it is normalized, it is okay. I always knew it was okay for other people to be gay, I just never thought it was okay for me to be gay. So at this point, I'm in high school, I'm about 14, 15 years old, I'm starting to finally come to terms with who I am as a person, but I'm still not out to anybody else. And I'm very, very openly supportive of the LGBTQ+ community. And that's when a lot of other people started to ask, oh, are you in the community? Are you a lesbian? Are you bisexual? Are you anything else? And I still denied it because I still wasn't out of the closet, really even fully to myself, let alone to the whole world. But this time I wasn't scared. I was just like, no, I'm not. You know, I support the community. You don't have to be a part of the community to support it. Little did everyone know, little did I even know at the time, that I was a flaming pansexual and would eventually be super, super out about it. So, but it wasn't until I was 16 years old when I fully came to terms that it is okay for me not to be straight. I started watching LGBTQ+ content like YouTube videos and reading articles and listening to music and just different content creators who are in the community, and it really helped me come to terms with accepting myself and getting ready to come out of the closet. So finally, I'm 16, I accepted myself, I realized that I am not straight. I still don't know exactly how I identify, but I knew I was not straight and I was ready to tell somebody. I had to get it off of my chest. So the first person that I came out to was my best friend, and we were having a sleepover, and I don't know, I just got really bold in the moment, and I just came out to her and I just told her, I was like, hey, listen, I like girls. And this girl, she just responded by just being like, Amy, I know, like, I know, I've known, you know, and she didn't want to ask, and I'm proud of her for, you know, keeping her mouth shut and not, like, embarrassing me or, you know, trying to coerce me to come out before I was ready, but she did have an inkling that I wasn't straight. So that honestly made it a lot easier for me. And that same night, I texted my other former best friend, and I came out to her as well, and at that same time, she came out to me too. After some time had passed, I was ready to come out to the rest of my friends, but then the girl that I was talking to really pressured me to come out to my parents, and I was not ready to come out to them yet, and you know, it didn't end up badly, but I just wish I could have done it on my terms and on my time. But basically, she was like, I want to be with you, I want to take this public, I want to tell our parents. So I told all of my friends that I was planning to come out to my parents and that I wanted their help. I said that I was going to send them a text, and before I hit send, I wanted to be with them. So I was like, come to my house, we're gonna go for a fun day, we're gonna get some food, go to the park, just do what we normally did, and then I'll press send when I'm in the car and we can all either celebrate together or, you know, maybe you guys can console me if it goes wrong. and they were all down. So I wrote out my little paragraph. It was along the lines of, hey, listen, like, I'm not straight. I don't know exactly who I am. I don't know exactly how I identify, but I know that I do like girls. I've kind of known for a while, and I just want to come out to you guys. Like, I hope you still love me. I hope you still support me. You know, I'm still your daughter, blah, 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 right? And my friends came and picked me up, and I got into the car, and I hit send. And basically, they were just both like, oh my god, of course, like, we support you. Of course, we still love you, Amy. You know, thank you for telling us. They weren't, you know, overly enthusiastic, saying like, oh, I'm so proud of you, that's so amazing, congratulations, or anything, but they weren't hateful or homophobic or unsupportive either. So, you know, I got pretty lucky. After I came out to my parents, I was with my friends, and we did celebrate, and then they put me on their Snapchat stories being like, oh my god, my best friend, like, she's gay, you know, and it was really cute. It was a really fun time. I felt super proud about myself for the first time in forever. And then I decided to come out to my sister as well. So I took a selfie on Snapchat, and I don't know if this filter still exists. It was kind of an old filter, but it was a bread. It was just pizza bread around your face, and I took the selfie and I wrote with the Snapchat text on my forehead, oh hey, I'm gay. And now I have that phrase, oh hey, I'm gay, on some of my merch items, so if you want to check it out, the link is in my bio. But yeah, so my sister just responded, and honestly, I thought she was gonna laugh and be like, oh my god, that's so funny, but she took it so seriously, and it was so cute. She was like, oh my god, Amy, is this you coming out to the family? Like, I've always kind of known, but I never wanted to say anything, which is, like I said, pretty much 99% of the responses that I got. I was apparently really bad at hiding in the closet, but that's cool, that's fine. So initially, I came out to everyone as basically unlabeled, but coming back to that girl that I was telling you about earlier that coerced me to come out to my parents, for some reason she just had such power over me, and she really convinced me that I was a lesbian. And she was like, you don't like guys, you've never liked guys, like, it's just me and you, like, we're gonna get married. I believed her, and it's so stupid. Like, nobody should tell you like what you identify as or who you are, or who you like, or who you're attracted to, but she was so good at convincing me. Maybe it was gaslighting, I really don't know, but she was just so good at convincing me of what she wanted. So then I came out to everyone as a lesbian. I was like, I am a flaming homosexual lesbian, like, I only like girls, I've never liked guys, like, you know, it's just girls, girls, girls. And I still love girls, girls, girls so much, but that just, it really wasn't me down to the core. And I think all along I kind of knew that, but I really wanted to believe it because of that girl. But then that girl and I stopped talking, and I did a ton of self-exploration, and I realized that I did still like guys, I don't just like girls. So then I came out on my Snapchat story for now the third time, and I just felt the need to explain myself so hard to everyone. I shouldn't have done that though. Like, I shouldn't have asked for permission, I shouldn't have asked for forgiveness, and I shouldn't have over-explained myself, because I was sitting there on my Snapchat story being like, I just hope nobody thinks I'm, like, not valid, I hope nobody thinks I was, like, faking it, and blah, blah, blah. I didn't owe anyone an explanation. But yeah, so I came out on my Snapchat story for the third time. I was out as bisexual, and I felt like I could live a much more authentic life and just love who I love. And at the time, I really did feel like I was bisexual, even though I knew that I just love people for who they are as a person, their heart, their soul, their personality, and I really just loved anyone, you know, if I love you, I love you. I knew that. But I felt like bisexual was still a label for me, and that was until I heard about pansexuality. I never knew that there was a label out there that really, really fit me, and when I did hear about it, when I did hear people explaining what it was, I was like, that's me! I was like, that's how I've always been. I am pansexual, like, this is who I am to the core. I just love people. Gender identity doesn't matter. There's no gender preference. I just love people. And honestly, I just breathed a sigh of relief, because I finally found who I was. And I put it in my bio, and I just started tweeting about it and stuff like that, and I just kind of subtly came out. And if anyone would ask me what my sexuality was, that's when I just started telling them that I was pansexual. And the only thing anyone ever has to say about me being pansexual is, what is pansexual? And then I explain it, and for the most part they're pretty accepting and supportive, and they're like, oh, okay. I'm just super out about it, and I haven't been happier in my whole life. So that's pretty much it. That's my whole coming out story. You know, I know it wasn't super glamorous, I didn't like jump out of a cake or anything like that, but it's my story, and I'm really glad to be sharing it with all of you. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope that maybe it could offer you some comfort if you are struggling with your identity and your sexuality, that you are definitely not alone. Or if anything, I hope that it just offered you a little more insight to who I am, or maybe just entertainment as well. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, Lovebugs!